runs, the most in an ACC tournament game. They run rule North Carolina in 6 innings. They await the winner of this one. The first semifinal tomorrow will come your way at 1 Eastern right here on ACC Network. Florida State and Stanford, a rematch of that series where the Cardinal took 3 from FSU out in California. Alongside a 3-time national champion, Jenny Dalton-Hill, I'm Chucky Kemp. Why not wrap things up with this matchup? A chance for Virginia, after surviving last night, to knock off their bitter rival in their own building.
Well, and it's a packed house here tonight, and I think the crowd really played into that walk-off win yesterday. So excited to see the way that both of these fan bases show up for this in-state rivalry game.
They were waiting, standing room only, lined up around the stadium to get a look at this game. This is how Virginia advanced.
After playing from behind most of the game, bottom of the 7th, leadoff double by Reagan Hickey. Kelsey Hackett just trying to move the runner. Errant throw by Kyra Pittman. Reagan Hickey, walk-off winner. On the other side of the diamond, they're going to have to go against Jordan Lynch. She has started every game of her Hokie career, and Coach Pete DeMoore says she flies under the national radar but deserves the spotlight. She leads the team in batting average, home run, and stolen bases. Her power numbers have almost doubled from her freshman season, as well as her stolen base numbers. She was named to the ACC first team for the impact she's made this year.
Take a look at tonight's What to Watch For, presented by Ally. Jenny.
Virginia, they need to have less errors tonight. That's an issue because Virginia Tech mashes at the plate. This team doesn't just poke, they punch. They lead the ACC in hits, home runs, RBI, and slugging percentage. They're good at the hokey pokey, and they run the bases round. That's kind of what it's all about.
What a way to start this rivalry matchup. Here is the lineup for Virginia. Just 4 for 21 at the plate in that first one. They got some big-time bats, though. First inning, by far their best. They hit over 350 in this inning with 13 home runs and 88 runs scored. Can they get off to a quick start tonight against Virginia Tech? First pitch is outside for ball 1. This is Jade Hilton leading things off, senior from Martinsville, Virginia. Two-0 count. And on the other side, it is the flame-throwing left-hander, Emma Mazzarone, a junior from Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. Really good in her last 3 outings, 3 wins in 9 2/3, just 3 hits allowed and 2 earned runs.
And we've seen so much growth in her in the past 2 seasons, has become a trusted starter for Virginia Tech.
Hard hit ball off the glove of the shortstop, Annika Rose, and look at this. Hilton jets around to second to start things off, and this crowd on their feet.
Those balls have been coming like absolute rockets to the shortstop in this series. Watching the hard contact by Hilton, played like a little bit of an ole over there at short by Annika Rose. She is a great defender, but that ball got on her quick.
Goes down on it as an error on the shortstop, Rose. Now the lefty-lefty matchup. Macy Eaton, who changed the game against Pitt. Without the swing of Eaton in the 6th inning, that was an absolute missile to straightaway center. Virginia very well may be watching this game from nearby in Charlottesville. One-0 from Mazzarone.
It's all about being able to put a good swing on a mistake coming out of the circle, and that pitch destroyed almost over the center field stands out there. Macy Eaton leads this team and paces them in batting average. That was her 12th home run of the year.
Quick visit here from Yeager out to Mazzarone. What are you going to see from the lefty tonight?
You've already mentioned it. She throws gas from the circle, 70 to 73 miles an hour, moves north and south well. She focused hard to develop her changeup this past offseason and throws her best when she's not pushing her velocity. When you talk to Coach Pete DeMoore about Mazzarone in the circle, he says she's actually best when she's throwing about 70%.
That was 72 miles an hour on the gun for strike one.
It is all about making sure that you are on time to hit off of Mazarone. Your job in the on-deck circle is to make sure that you have figured out how to get that front foot down early enough to get the barrel through.
3-1.
The thing that makes Mazarone so difficult is that developed changeup. Is with that improved pitch, it makes it so hard to be able to dig in and hit velocity because she can change speeds and disrupt your timing as a hitter.
That one gets away, bounces back though, not going to be enough to stop Hilton from taking third. First and third now to start the game.
When you face a game like this, it's a situation where the emotions are running high. You know that the stakes are high, but the crowd has definitely impacted the emotion on the field. With that, Mazarone needs to find a way to dial it back just enough to stay within her spins and allow her speed and velocity to stay good on the strike zone.
There's Joanna Harden in year 10. Has really figured things out. Didn't have a winning season in her first 5 years, but they've just continued to trend up. They have had 5 straight winning seasons, and she matched her highest win total since taking over, which was 38 last year with the win last night. Bella Cabral at the plate takes strike one. 1-1 count here to the junior from Choctaw, Oklahoma. Having a career year almost across the board. Snapped a 3-game hit streak last night in the win over Pitt. Runner goes, and now second and third on that strike two call.
And played perfectly by Jade Hilton over there at third base. Did not take an additional step. And so because of that, there's nothing for Yeager to do after the fake throw to second.
Virginia didn't score until the 6th inning last night. They got one off the Eaton home run in the 6th, and then we showed you the walk-off in the beginning of this game. Kira Pittman spun a gem for Pitt, did everything she could to continue building on Jenny Allard's early successes at Pitt, as that is a swing and a miss for the first strikeout.
And when the emotions are high and you put extra pressure on yourself, you swing outside of the zone. That's exactly what happened to Cabral. Up and away, a pitcher's pitch. Took a little something off of that as well. I like that speed change by Mazarone. And you're starting to see Mazarone settling into the circle, throwing that off speed a little bit more, using that speed change, really important for her to be good in the circle tonight. Here's the first inning numbers for Virginia. Only inning they hit over 300 in, and it's 365, and it's normal to expect a team when you have your best 3 hitters coming up at the beginning for it to be good. So it's the fact that it is so much better than the other 6 innings that really stands out. Well, they come out really focused in the beginning of the game, and it is their best hitters sitting at the top of the lineup to start. Good spot by Mazarone, who's starting to dial it in a little more. And that was one thing that Pete Demore even talked about with her, said sometimes she can kind of throw through a little bit of spin because she throws so hard. And that was a serious movement on that pitch. Tries to go right back to that spot. The Virginia Tech crowd wanted it. Yeah, anybody with Virginia Tech on here thought that was going to be a strike. That outside corner trying to develop that. What a receive by Yeager to hold that one and give an extra look back behind the dish. 2-2 to Reagan Hickey. Big swing and a miss. Mazarone pumps it past her at 71. Mazarone has dialed it in quickly. The first couple of batters, you saw her emotions pulling her pitches outside of the zone, and now really dialed in, using that off speed more and finding a way to just settle into the circle. Well above 1 strikeout per inning. Entered tonight with 147 strikeouts and 117 and a third innings pitched. As a team, it is something they do well. They lead the ACC in ERA, strikeouts,
opponent average and home runs allowed. The center fielder, Cassidy Hudson, now.
Establishing the corners in the first inning is one of those things that makes it really difficult early in a ball game to be able to be effective sometimes, because as you nibble corners, you're figuring out what's going to be called a strike here tonight.
2-1. Hudson, one of the 5 seniors for Virginia from the state. So if anyone knows what this rivalry is about, it is those 5 Virginia seniors. 2-1, lifted into left center and caught by Addison Foster. Little trouble for Mazaron with the first 2 batters, but a couple strikeouts and a flyout to put up the 0.
ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Trophy up for grabs in just a couple days on ESPN. The ACC Championship coming up Saturday. 2 semifinals tomorrow. Virginia Tech in the nightcap, and it is a late one. 8:40 local here in the Eastern time zone. Virginia Tech sends one of the nation's best lineups to the plate. It is a top 10, maybe top 5 offense in the country. Up and down, they can swing it. Nora Abramovich has a 7-game hit streak with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs in that span. Coming into this game, she is in the 5 spot as Addison Foster, the center fielder, leads things off for the Hokies.
When one of your hottest hitters is sitting in the 6th spot, you know that your offense is absolutely rolling this time of year.
Foster swinging, diving stop at second, and the speed of Foster has her aboard with an infield single.
Great defense, though, by the second baseman, Alex Call. Nice diving stop, but because she was laid out so far, it was difficult for her to be able to get to her feet and get the out.
Well, how about this? The freshman Taylor Smith making her postseason debut. Why not do it in front of one of the biggest crowds in this stadium's history, is what it looks like, and against your biggest rival?
She has the most starts of any Virginia pitcher this year.
Inside, ball 1 from Smith.
You'll see her throw in the mid-60s. Her go-to pitch is her rise ball. Her curve has more velo, but it doesn't always break and can be hittable. Her changeup is developing and is still inconsistent. She is most effective against these left-handed hitters.
Gets the inside strike call to even the count at 1-1 against Jordan Lynch. Sophomore from Rising Sun, Maryland. She is just raking right now as a hit in 12 of the last 13 with 6 home runs in that span. She was so good last year as a freshman, Jenny. Hit .381, 18 doubles, 10 home runs. She is 60 points higher on her average. The home runs are up. This is still the young stages of a fantastic career.
Leading the offense in multiple categories in just her sophomore season. They graduated a lot of talent last season. Corey McMillan, Emma Lemley, Bree Peck, Trinity Martin, all of those players not on the roster for Virginia Tech. They lost 50 home runs and almost 162 innings pitched with the graduation of those players.
This is hit in the shallow right field. It's the second baseman, Call, going back to make the catch. 1 out. Eighth year for Pete Demore leading the charge at Virginia Tech. How about 5 straight 40-plus win seasons and never less than 37 in a full year?
Yeah, he's had 35 or more wins in every single season for the Hokies.
Absurd consistency for Pete Demore.
The fastest Virginia Tech coach to 100 wins and was ACC Coach of the Year in 2019 and 2022.
This team entered the ACC Championship 20th in the RPI. They would love to host for the first time since 2022. For them to rise that far with what's around them right now, it would very likely take them winning 3 games here in Charlottesville.
It's going to be important for them to put up a good showing to be able to convince the committee to help them out.
Inside ball 2 to Kylie Aldrich, the DP.
I'm impressed right now with the way that Taylor Smith is attacking these left-handed hitters. She is not afraid to ride that ball in on the hands of the lefties who love to hit for power.
2-1 is in there for a strike. Foster will take the base at second. 10 for 10 on the season, stealing bases.
To be able to have these tough lefties at the plate in that situation with a pitcher throwing the curveball into the left-handed hitter, it actually makes it a more difficult throw to go down and try to get that player swiping second.
Off the handle from Aldrich. 2-2 count. Kylie Aldrich, senior from Hope Mills, North Carolina. One of their top returners from last year, hit 368, 383 this season. Slow roller up the middle, cut off by Call, and there's 2 away. There's Emma Lemley. They would love to have her out of the bullpen tonight.
Still on staff, able to sit in the bullpen and talk the game with this pitching staff. She was an important part of this Virginia Tech pitching staff. Graduated last year, now playing in the AUSL.
With the Carolina Blaze, who has a good representation of ACC talent. She will be on the pitching staff with the #1 overall pick in the AUSL draft a couple days ago, Carlin Pickens, this summer.
Everybody's fingers are crossed that Carlin will sign that contract at the end of her collegiate season.
Popped up and into the stands. Michelle Chatfield, the cleanup hitter for Virginia Tech, had a 3-home run, 9 RBI game in their Game 2 win over North Carolina earlier this year. Again off the handle, this might be playable in foul territory. Hilton couldn't quite track it down.
And with 2 outs in that situation, that is a ball that you need to go get as an infielder and an outfielder, because if you bring it in at the end of the inning, you don't have to worry about a sac fly situation. Knowing this part of the lineup can bring a lot of damage, you want to get the out in foul territory if possible.
Ooh, up and in at Chatfield. Said it about the lefties with Taylor Smith. She's keeping everybody honest in the box.
She's not afraid to attack the inside part of the plate, and that's one of the things that I am impressed with, knowing that the inside part of the plate can be a vulnerable spot.
3-2.
There's a lot of umpires in the stands here tonight watching the freshmen start off very well against this Virginia Tech offense.
There is just a feeling in the air tonight in Charlottesville. Just outside ball 4. And I think if you just did a pan of the crowd, you would think it might be the Commonwealth Clash matchup on the football field. We got a lot of jackets, a lot of stocking hats, blankets.
I don't know about you, I'm very comfortable up here in the booth, but they make it look kind of chilly out here tonight.
Tougher than we are, I know that. First and third, big moment here for Nora Abramovich. Sophomore from Fairfax Station, Virginia. She has a 23-game reach base streak going. Has hit 4 home runs in their last 7 games, 17 of them on the season. In a similar fashion to what their star pitcher, Bree Carrico, has done this year, didn't play last year. Abramovich did play, but she only made 1 start. She only got 16 at-bats.
Yeah, that one home run was a difference maker.
Popped up and maybe playable in foul territory. It is caught over there by Eaton to end the inning. Matching zeros between the Hoos and the Hokies in inning number 1. Florida State got on the board first today. A 1-run win over Georgia Tech. The freshman Anna Hind celebrating. River Mailer walked it off for Stanford in extras against Louisville. And then Amina Vega, she's done that a few times and will hope to do it a few more as she scored the winning run for Duke in the 6th inning of their run rule victory. 4 walk-off wins in the first 2 days here in Charlottesville. Florida State on to their 33rd semifinal appearance, and then what did we witness? 16 runs from the Duke Blue Devils, 24 combined runs in that game.
Most in ACC tournament history. It was a ton of runs. It was a great come-from-behind win for Duke, putting up 2 crooked numbers, big crooked numbers, to come away with the win and the run rule win.
Top of the 2nd inning, Hannah Weismer, the DP, who was 0 for 1 with a walk last night, leads things off for Virginia. Watches that pitch outside ball 1. True freshman from Woolwich, New Jersey, went to Kingsway Regional High School, was 2-time first-team All-State. Swing and a miss, and falls behind 1-2.
When you look at the heat map for Hannah Weismer, you can see that she likes the ball on the inner half and handles velocity well. And so going away from her bat, really important to keep the power from getting the advantage.
2-2 count. Mazzarone missing outside. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Mazzarone.
I mean, when you are able to throw the ball this far off the plate and still get the swing and the miss, you can tell that the ball is either moving or you are facing a batter with a ton of emotion right now, swinging well outside the zone.
After the first 2 batters reach, one on an error and one on a walk, Mazzarone has struck out 3 of the last 4. You see the change of speed there. The other was a flyout.
I mean, it's all about changing speeds and also hitting your spots. Right now, Mazzarone dotting the outside and pulling the ball off the plate, getting that swing and miss, so important. Being able to learn from the previous pitch, that's what shows maturity. And Alex Call in her sophomore season has learned the lesson to allow her heart rate to come down and learn the lesson from pitch to pitch and change her approach within the at-bat.
Trying to catch up to that velocity from Mazzarone. Falls behind in the count 1-2. Outside ball 2, Virginia Tech won 2 of 3 in Charlottesville this year. You see there back on the bench, that is Kelsey Hackett, who helped walk things off last night by putting that ball in play and creating some chaos, but she came up hobbled, and you see her with a crutch down there on the bench for Virginia, out tonight. We hope everything for Kelsey Hackett, the senior, is good, but it's good to see her at least back with the team tonight.
Yep, didn't expect to see her after the way she went down on the walk-off winning hit, just trying to move the runner, but this ball spiked by Kyra Pittman to get the errant throw and the walk-off win.
Chopper right on the line, just foul. In her place tonight, Madison Green gets the start in right field.
Moving things around defensively to make sure that they have everything covered with Hackett out. That ball clearly foul, called correctly on the field.
Full count for Mazzarone. Bounced in for ball 4. 1 out walk for Alex Call.
Finding a way to stay focused pitch to pitch is going to be really important for Emma Mazzarone. She has shown a lot of dominance in this ball game, mixing speeds and hitting spots, but she can't let those pitches get away from her in those tight moments.
The bunt popped up and it's backhanded. What a throw, a double play! Michelle Chatfield came flying in from first base, and that is an absolute web gem.
Fire me up, Michelle Chatfield. That right there was an absolutely beautiful play. An aggressive play by the first baseman to come in hard, get the ball that was trying to be a sacrifice bunt, but gets the ball in the air. Second baseman Rachel Castine coming over to secure the double play.
Selection Sunday.
Election Sunday.
Election Sunday.
64 teams that want to get to Oklahoma City.
Everyone in the country wants to hear their name be called.
I feel like it's just the beginning of a new season.
7 Eastern on ESPN2, the Softball Championship Selection Special. Regionals begin a week from tomorrow. Can Virginia Tech climb their way up into that top 16? This is the RPI, at least the ACC teams in the top 25 of that. Stanford, another one with a lot to play for, trying to get in the top 16. And then Duke and Florida State feel like probably if they win this weekend, they should be a top 8 seed.
Well, 3 of those teams in the top 25 RPI are already secured into the semifinal here tomorrow. I think Stanford has the most to gain with a big run here in the ACC tournament. With that 17 RPI, wins over those programs will definitely bolster their RPI and give the committee a conversation to move them up into the top 16, which would give them a chance to host at home the first round of the postseason.
The Cardinals are just rolling right now. They had to survive Louisville earlier today and walked it off with River Mailer, but big win streak and a really good resume. Two-one count for Taylor Smith. Did she get the check swing? She did not. Rachel Castine leads things off, the second baseman. 4-game home run streak for Rachel Castine. A little half-hearted effort at that one, made solid contact right to the second baseman, call one out. Well, Super Regional seed bubble is what this would be. UCLA, Tennessee at the 7-8 spot, Oregon in 9, and then Duke, Florida State there, 10 and 11. Again, this is according to the RPI. Seen some big movement for one ACC team, and that's North Carolina, who went from 48 to 44 from last night to today.
The reason that's such a big deal is because in recent history, 46 has been kind of the highest number in RPI that we've seen get into the postseason tournament. So you've always got to find a way to get lower than that, knowing that there are 32 automatic qualifying bids to the postseason with conference tournament titles. Those are the automatic qualifiers, which leaves 32 additional spots to be handed out to at-large bids.
In the air, foul territory. Hilton almost overran it, but somehow stays with it to make the catch.
And there's no almost overran it. She totally overran that ball. Your job is to try to make sure that you find the wall when it gets close to that spot. You can see the catcher, Reagan Hickey, getting to the wall to try to help her out down the line. But with a large crowd like that, like they have here tonight, it can be difficult to hear your catcher. So it's all up to you to find the wall and get that out.
It was right on the outside finger that kind of kept that in the glove.
So sometimes a floppy glove helps you out.
What was your preference? Well broken in, or did you like something that felt a little newer?
Definitely not new, because you need to make sure the leather's ready to receive, but floppy's not the way to go. That glove looks beautiful. Well broken in, nice pocket.
So if I buy a new glove, I can send it to you.
You can. It's going to take some time, though.
The 8-hole Gabby Mazzell, a freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. Decent finish to the season, couple multi-hit games in the last 5. Grounds this right back to Smith. 1, 2, 3 for the true freshman Taylor Smith. Little pitcher's duel in the first couple innings here in Charlottesville. Doing in the first 2 innings between Virginia and Virginia Tech. Just 1 hit in the game belongs to the Hokies. Emma Mazzarone, 2 innings of work, couple walks, but 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, those 3 strikeouts have been dominant because she's staying away from the big bats of Virginia. First strikeout was away, second strikeout was away, third strikeout really away. And so it comes down to making sure that as a hitter facing Mazzarone, you stay disciplined on the plate. Those pitches continue to be pushed off and away from the big bats. Show discipline, make her bring that pitch back in.
9-1-2 due up here for Virginia. Inside, ball 1 from Mazzarone. Jaden Griffith, the left fielder, leads things off. True freshman from Williamston, Michigan. First hit in 5 games for her last night was 1 for 2 against Pitt. Pulls back for strike 1. Ground ball picked up on a short hop. Nice play by Castine.
That is the only way you can play that ball to get the out. If you are not aggressive, coming hard forward, picking the hop out of the ground, you're not going to get the out. There is too much speed going down the line. Veteran move by Castine over there at second base.
And such a big out because here's the top of the order. Jade Hilton and Macy Eaton ready to go. Hilton reached on an error on the shortstop Rose on a very hard hit ball. Watches ball 1 upstairs.
When you talk to head coach Joanna Harden about Jade Hilton, she says she's just special. There's no other word for it. And when she departs this program, it's going to be difficult to know who to put in the lineup for her.
Goes opposite field, foul territory, and caught near the fence by Mizell.
That's a big out, being able to get Jade Hilton to miss-hit down the line. But it doesn't get any easier as Macy Eaton comes to the plate.
Eaton had the big swing last night. 1-0 count. For Virginia, this wouldn't just put them in the semis. It would give them the program's first 40-win season since 2002. They won 45 that year. Ground ball left side off the glove of the third baseman Lynch.
And Virginia Tech was playing off the line in that situation, knowing that she tries to push the ball into the 5-6 hole and typically is more up the middle. Hard hit ball can't be reined in by Lynch. Rose can't really do anything with it at shortstop. They shift now the opposite way, and Lynch will be down the third base line, hugging the line.
For Bella Cabral. Did she offer? She did. Strike 1.
When you face velocity, you got to sell out and be ready to get on time. And in this one, tries to hold up, but has just put too much behind that swing.
Third-year starter, just keeps getting better. Numbers have improved year over year for her. This one gets away, and now she's going to have a chance with Eaton in scoring position at second.
A lot of velocity, a lot of movement coming out of the circle. Jade Hilton takes advantage of an Emma Mazzarone miscue, putting the ball in the dirt, and a runner in scoring position for Virginia.
One catches the corner. Mazzarone has loved that spot. You've talked about her going away to these hitters on the strikeout pitches. She'd love to get Cabral here with one of those. The lefty got her, went upstairs.
And for the second time tonight, Bella Cabral goes down with a pitch up and and away. Huge pitch, unhittable, but still chases it. Strikeout. Mazzarone gets out of the inning.
Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Loading 6 teams take the field in their home markets, each stacked with a lineup worthy of the spotlight. The AUSL on ESPN. This is legendary.
These AUSL rosters are just loaded. I mean, the duos we saw in that, let alone the entire thing put together. This is who you drafted, the general manager of the Chicago Bandits, Jenny Dalton-Hill, sitting next to me. Take us through these 3 picks.
We were needing catcher, and Jocelyn Erickson fills multiple roles for the Bandits if she signs at the end of her collegiate season. She can catch, she can play first. She's a big power lefty bat. Actually, all 3 of those bats coming through with a ton of power from the left side.
Taryn Kern, who we will see tomorrow with Stanford in the opener at 1 o'clock Eastern right here on ACC Network.
And Kern, actually the only ACC player taken in the 17 picks collegiately drafted. That doesn't mean that there weren't additional picks. There were provisional picks after the 17 roster spots. And with that, those provisional picks able to sign a contract at the end of their college season to join the reserve pool for injuries or any kind of issues that are had on the teams, to be able to be called up and make that everyday roster.
Bottom of the 3rd for Virginia Tech. Yes, they are hitting in the home half of the inning because they are the higher seed here at the ACC Championship. So Rose drives this foul down the left field line. Virginia is in their normal dugout, so we didn't throw them too far off, but they will be in the top half of the innings here.
Well, and typically that third base dugout is reserved for the home team, but because the Who's are at home, they asked to be able to stay in that spot, keep that familiarity, and so the home team actually in the first base dugout tonight.
Down and away, 3-2. Can Rose set the table for the top of this Virginia Tech order? Slow roller fielded by Smith, tosses to first. The freshman has been super impressive to this point.
I mean, this is a kind of pitcher that you can build your program around. She has done such a good job.
How about this one? A rematch. Stanford swept Florida State in the regular season. Lonnie Alameda said, we had a lot of tough conversations, but good, positive conversations after that series. And now the Seminoles get their shot at the Cardinal tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
When we talked to Lonnie Alameda after that sweep that they suffered out at Stanford. She said, you know what, it was a point in our season where we needed to have those conversations. That rough weekend with a ton of travel, changing time zones, gave us the opportunity to really learn.
Driven down the right field line. This is extra bases for Foster. Around second. The wheel's still on. It's going to be a triple for Addison Foster, and it gets away. Here comes Foster to score. Virginia Tech strikes first.
I mean, not only was that a huge hit down the line, but out in right field, Madison Green was trying to show off her arm, and in doing so, it actually hurt Virginia. The speed out of the box. I mean, Addison Foster has great bat-to-ball contact, but she saw that that ball had the potential to get down into the right field corner. The perfect spot to get to third, and then a miscue on the ball. Virginia Tech on the board.
What a season Addison Foster is having. She has absolutely crushed it in ACC play. Her season average came into this game hitting .424. She was 20 points better against ACC opponents. 22 straight reaching base.
She was a starting shortstop at Stetson a season ago, comes here, has to change her position, and figures out how to be a dynamic leadoff hitter at the top of the order for Virginia Tech, setting the table. But in that situation, didn't have to set the table because she cleared the bases on her own.
Fourth triple of the season for Foster, and then comes home on the errant throw by Alex Call. Now Jordan Lynch. Off the end of the bat, right back to Smith. 2 outs.
I don't know that you can ask for a much better outing by the freshman Taylor Smith in the circle. When you face a team like Virginia Tech, there's going to be big hit moments, and that's what Addison Foster was able to deliver a batter ago. However, she reins it in, gets a nice second out to calm down the crowd.
Strike one delivered to Kylie Aldridge. 0 for 1 with a ground out to second base. Virginia Tech playing their first game in the ACC Championship tonight. They entered on a 6-game win streak. They played here earlier in the season, lost game 1 to Virginia, and then bounced back and won game 2 and 3 to take the series. So they've won twice on this field already this year.
Kylie Aldridge, just 4 strikeouts on the year, one of the toughest bats to strike out in the ACC.
2-2. Inside, full count now for Aldridge.
A pitcher with confidence to throw inside on a lefty, you don't see that very often. That is a dominant trait for this freshman pitcher.
Just misses in the 3-2 count. It's a 2-out walk.
That was a really close pitch, competitive pitch. Just the second walk given up by Smith tonight. I thought that one nipped the corner.
Chance for Chatfield to keep the inning alive. There is strike one. Michelle Chatfield, now in her junior season, set the Virginia Tech freshman home run record with 19 a couple years ago. She is an aerospace engineering major. I think the doors are locked if we walked into that building, Jenny.
I would need to be escorted by Chatfield to get into those halls.
Down in the count 0-2. She's only struck out 10 times this year. Pops it up. Foul territory. And caught by the third baseman, Cabral. Smith gives up the one. And it is the track star, Addison Foster.
Well, we will talk to Joanna Hardin after the break. Excited to hear her perspective on how this game is going. Because this half inning, we saw an impactful swing and a ton of speed. Off to the races, Virginia Tech gets on the board. 1-0 lead.
Welcome back to the All-State ACC Softball Championship. Chilly night in Charlottesville. 3 down. Virginia Tech leads Virginia 1-0. Shot in the semifinals on the line. We're joined by Virginia head coach Joanna Hardin. Coach, you go with the freshman Taylor Smith, who's responded in this environment. What did you tell her coming into this night?
This is what she's been working for her whole life. This is the moment, right? Like, the pitchers need to meet the moment, and she's doing a great job of that. So this is her shot. This is an amazing environment. Like, this is what you dream about as a little girl, coming to a place like this and competing for a championship. So this is her shot, and she's doing a great job.
Well, you've got 1,814 fans here tonight in the ballpark. It's pretty cool to see the way that this town has shown up here in a big moment. When it comes to how do you want this team to respond, now sitting down 1 run.
Yeah, just be competitive in the box. You know, I think we know Mazarone's great. She's an all-conference player for a reason. Just trust our plan. Be really assertive when we take our swings and keep swinging. You know, we've had runners in scoring position twice. We've had the right people up. Just keep swinging, kind of a little bit like last night. You know, just stay in it till the end, and magic can happen.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. Go Hoos.
We are thrilled to be here. That's what these two pitchers have done tonight, Taylor Smith and Emma Mazarone. Slightly different from the game we watched before this, Jenny.
It is, and the main difference in this outing right now, they're both the same in free passes. It's the 4 strikeouts by Mazarone, showing some dominance, and some free swingers on the Virginia side, getting those swings and misses on balls off the plate.
Reagan Hickey leads it off for Virginia. Swinging first pitch. Again, Mazarone staying on the outside. What are you telling them, if you put your coach's hat on, what are you telling this lineup about attacking Mazarone right now?
You want to hunt a pitch. Right now, they are free swinging on the outside part of the plate, but those are not strikes. If they let them go, they're going to be balls. by allowing that pitch. That one comes back a little bit, gets the strike. But if you are able to show discipline on the outside corner, let anything beyond go and create a situation where Mazzarone has to bring that ball back over the plate and allow it to be hittable. Like that pitch right there, too far outside. You need to stay off of that pitch. She went straight outside, 3 straight pitches, gets the strikeout with a free swing with a pitch in the other batter's box. 5th strikeout of the night for Mazzarone, all of them coming on the pitch away.
If it were you, are you looking outside so you can zero your focus on the one that does drift over versus the one that's too far, or how are you sitting in there?
Well, right now, if these hitters continue to swing that far out off the plate, it comes down to Mazzarone doesn't have to bring it in. And so create a situation where Mazzarone has to adjust herself in the circle. Right now, she's throwing to her strength, and Virginia is playing right into it.
Hudson is 0 for 1 tonight. Takes strike 1. Joanna Harden is not happy about that in the third base coach's box.
I'm going to say that pitch was not a strike. I'll just call it what I think it is. And then she leaves one middle. If you're not ready for the middle miss, that's the part where you as a hitter are not prepared, ready to go. But it did have less velocity, so in that situation, maybe a good take for Hudson.
Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts for Emma Mazzarone. ACC PM is live from the ACC Spring Meetings Monday and Tuesday at 4 Eastern on ACC Network. They might be talking about how do you get to Emma Mazzarone in this conference. We just don't know. They've got all kinds of stuff, news, analysis, and interviews from across the conference, and you can also stream it on the ESPN app. Do you think that's what they're talking about?
They're probably talking about the strike zone here tonight is my guess. And not in a bad way, just how you need to stay a little bit more tuned into it as a hitter. That's probably the hard-hitting conversations they're having.
I'm glad you clarified, because the review officials are right next door. I was going to say, lock the door.
No, I have not had a problem with the strike zone that we've had here at the ACC Softball Championship. Now, have there been some missed pitches? Yes, but that's what this game has at times, missed pitches. But we've seen some pretty consistent zones here across all the games being played here in Charlottesville. They're human. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, great set of umpires, though, all weekend long. And a busy week here in Charlottesville. 2-1 stays upstairs from Mazzarone. Now a 3-1 chance here for Weismer, who's 0 for 2 with a walk in their 2 games at Palmer Park in the ACC Championship. Swung on and hit to left center field. That's going to roll to the wall, and extra bases for Hannah Weismer. The first extra base hit and just the second in the game for Virginia.
I mean, Hannah Weismer is not an extra base hitter. That's just her second double on the season. The way that she got a hold of that one, you could tell it was the velocity coming out of the circle that really aided that ball getting to the wall, because she got that ball off of the end of her bat. Didn't really hit it in the sweet spot.
Tying run on second for Alex Call. Walked in her first plate appearance tonight. Was 0 for 2 last night. Out in front of that for strike 1.
I mean, if there is anything that will kill the momentum of a hitter, it's that speed manipulation coming out of the circle. It is a difference maker. It's devastating when you cannot hold up and just allow the barrel to get through and then watch the ball trickle by.
Another swing and a miss.
The thing that makes that changeup so important, it was developed in the offseason to be able to come into this year to be more dominant. It makes her velocity pitches look faster.
holds off of that one, and it's a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. The last 4 outs have been strikeouts for Mazzarone. Her head coach, Pete Demore, has to be very pleased with the lefty's start to this point. And we will talk to him on the other side. 6 of them now, Jenny, for Mazzarone.
It is all about the pitch on the outside part of the plate, but she actually surprised us, went inside for a strikeout in that inning, struck out the side, broken up by a double, but she is dealing in the circle. Welcome back to the All-State ACC Softball Championship. Bottom of the 4th, Virginia Tech up 1-0 on Virginia, joined by the 8th-year head coach of the Hokies, Pete Demore. Coach, tough spot for you guys in this building against this team, but you're up 1-0. Was there a message to your team about just handling this environment?
Yeah, it was more of a, this environment's going to be rowdy, and we knew it. But this is what it's going to feel like the rest of the year. So just enjoy it and go out and play hard, and don't let the environment dictate how we play.
Well, and you've talked about how emotion can sometimes go into an Emma Mazzarone start in the circle. She reined it in quickly. What are you liking out of her right now?
Yeah, she loves moments like these, So, yeah, she was a little amped up inning 1, and getting out of that without them scoring was a big deal. So, yeah, just keep at it, and she's kind of settled in right now.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
You're welcome. Gobble, gobble.
Ooh, I thought we were going to miss it.
He was late. The environment almost dictated how he was doing his interview.
But it is an electric atmosphere here tonight. This Commonwealth clash spans every sport between these 2 programs, and it's so fun to see a packed house here tonight for this matchup.
First pitch popped up on the infield. Alex Call makes the catch. 1 away as they retire Abramovich.
I love being aggressive early in a count, but you want to make sure you're on time. She got jammed up a little bit on that one underneath it. A good start by Taylor Smith. I am impressed with this freshman in the circle for Virginia.
She has not batted an eye in this moment. And one thing Smith usually does, she's got good strikeout numbers. Her 9 strikeouts per 7 is top 20 in the nation. She doesn't have a strikeout tonight, but you look at some of these outs, soft contact on some pop-ups, a couple ground balls right back to her.
And she's basically 1 solid contact away from having this game be scoreless. Got away from the right fielder, big throw, got away from the 3rd baseman, and that's the difference in this ball game.
2-1 to Castine, who grounded out her first trip up, but she has been red hot lately, trying to extend a 7-game hit streak. 5th year of her career and her best year. A little late on that pitch, and it's a 2-2 count.
Rachel Castine was injured in the fall, which created a little bit of a slow start for her. Beginning of her career, got hurt as well after a really hot start. This season, about midway through ACC play, she's really picked it up.
Gets away, full count. Castine career highs in average home runs and RBIs this year. 14 homers, 46 RBIs, and a 360-plus average.
Yeah, that slow start has not affected her, and she's been able to bring back that maturity in the box here at the end of the season, down here in the middle, bottom of the lineup.
Off the handle, into the netting. Another 3-2 from Taylor Smith. Crushed to left field, foul.
That was a tank, holy cow. But the reason it's foul is because she was so far ahead in her contact point. So in that situation, a little bit of maybe amped up emotionally, but also it looked as though Taylor Smith took a little something off of that to get her barrel head out in front.
8th pitch of the at-bat. Takes ball 4.
And we've seen the outside pitch getting called for a strike for Virginia Tech and Emma Mazzarone. That outside pitch looks really good. Now, granted, our vantage point is much different than back behind the plate, but that is a spot that I think Taylor Smith needs to really try to hone in and get that strike call.
Sarah McNelly, the junior from South Plainfield, New Jersey, will run for Virginia Tech with 1 away here in the 4th inning. Virginia's going to talk things over here in the circle.
Coming into tonight, Taylor Smith's strikeout to walk ratio was in a really good spot. In her 56 and a third innings coming into tonight's game, she had 73 strikeouts and 35 free passes. Tonight, we've not seen any strikeouts. She's given up those 3 walks, and it just comes down to being able to find that corner in a really important time of the game.
And they are going to make a change. Eden Bigham came in last night against Pitt and shut it down. She will enter this game in just a moment. Here comes the senior Eden Bigham, and she was lights out in 4 innings last night.
She faced 14 batters. Half of them went down via the strikeout. She was able to manipulate the strike zone and her speed to get those swing and misses, those looked strikeouts. I mean, she was so good in relief last night, and I think that's what they're hoping to be able to do here tonight, to keep these Hokie bats quiet and give them a chance to respond to that 1-run deficit.
33rd appearance of the season for Bigham. 20 of them have come out of the pen. Was really good against Virginia Tech in early April. 9 innings, just 5 hits and 2 earned runs. That one gets away, and immediately the runner is going to be able to advance to second base.
It's important for Eden Bigham to settle in quickly here in the circle. She throws in the upper 60s. Her rise has always been an elite pitch for her. She has mixed that now with her curveball. The ball down in the zone is just a low fastball.
Two-0 count for Bigham. Excellent performance from the true freshman Taylor Smith. Given the circumstances, probably the biggest atmosphere she has pitched in maybe in her life. 3 1/3, just 2 hits, a few walks, but no earned runs. 3-0.
Chucky, I don't think she did anything wrong in her outing. I think back behind the plate, she was not getting that outside pitch called as a strike, and because of that, she did give up a couple of walks, but she was attacking these Virginia Tech hitters so well.
There's strike one in the 3-0 count to Zoe Yeager. All ACC third team nod last year. Career year this year, though, in a bunch of categories offensively. Hits this well into right center field, and Virginia Tech is going to double their lead. It's a double for Yeager.
How do you welcome a new pitcher to the ball game? Well, you put a big barrel on a missed pitch. Yeager, that ball was a cookie. Outside, middle of the plate, and just drives it so hard all the way to the wall. Trades spots with the pinch runner. Another run on the board for the Hokies.
Yeager's 11th double of the season. They will also run for her at second base. Big swing from the veteran catcher. The celebration with friends in the dugout as you see Lily Palante, a true freshman, running. Now Mizell's turn at the plate. Bottom 5 in the order the first time through for Virginia Tech were over. And now 6 and 7 have both reached in succession. Strike 2 from Bigham.
Good hold by the freshman at the plate, knowing that she sits 0-2. You've got to be a little bit shorter in your load to be able to be quick to contact to protect the plate. So a good hold on that ball up in the zone that can sometimes get the big swing and miss.
Ground ball, foul.
And as Mizell holds onto the bat, you can see there's a little bit of distance between her bottom hand and her top hand. That's called a split grip. And what a split grip does is it gives you a little bit more barrel control over the end of the bat, but it also can pull you out of the strike zone or pull you off the plate a little bit as that top hand becomes much more dominant.
One-two, swing and a miss. And Bigham, after the RBI double, is back to business.
And that's what you expect out of Bigham. She had 7 strikeouts last night. It's that rise ball that can really be difficult to manage, especially when you sit behind in the count.
Monica Rose takes strike 1.
Nasty off speed. That is a difference maker for Eden Bigham. If she can keep these hitters off balance, it will help her out so much in the circle.
Hit hard to left field and down in the corner. It bounces up. It looked like it might have hit the foul pole. Same result either way. Another RBI double for Virginia Tech, now up 3.
Annika Rose, not known for her power, is what brought the outfield in. And with the outfield playing shallow, she gives a ball a ride down the left field line. Her 9th double of the year, well in fair territory, and has to just be chased down and brought back in. Another run on the board for the Hokies.
Annika Rose's 9th double of the season and 11th RBI. Bigham misses outside to start off this at bat against Addison Foster, who scored the first run of the game with the triple into the right field corner and scored on a throwing error on that same play. Two-0 count for Foster. Two for two on the night, not just the triple, but had the infield single to lead off the bottom of the first for Virginia Tech.
Oh, Chucky, that's a beautiful spot. Even Bigham can't believe that that wasn't called a strike as well. That is a difficult situation for the senior, watching that pitch not get called.
Now can Foster make it count? And you can't look at another one, although I think there's a mistake on the count. Smokey Ed's the home plate umpire, rang her up, but the ballpark count has been one pitch off this entire at bat. They've had an extra strike on the board, and so now it is a 3-2 count. We had it right on our scorebug at 3-1.
That's not going to help him with this crowd.
Hard hit, backhanded over there, and a nice play by Alex Call to make sure nothing got too messed up there with that last at bat. But two more runs across for Virginia Tech, and the folks who traveled from Blacksburg are happy.
Hokie runs up on the board. It got started by Addison Foster in the third inning. An errant throw by the second baseman, bringing the ball back in from the right field line. That was the first run of the ball game. In the fourth inning, doubles. That's what was doing it. Zoe Yeager and Annika Rose, 2 doubles that inning, putting 2 more runs up on the board. It's a 3-0 lead for Virginia Tech.
Great start for the freshman Taylor Smith, but she exited that last inning. Bigham gives up a couple doubles, as you saw. Virginia's just got to get this figured out against Mazaron, who's been terrific so far with 7 strikeouts. But when the Cavaliers have had runners on, they're 0 for 6.
And that's the stat that has to change. They've been able to get on, but the defense and the pitching for Virginia Tech has kept them scoreless here tonight. In this conversation with Taylor Smith and head coach Joanna Harden, a heartfelt one, knowing that Taylor Smith did not do anything wrong here tonight, just was not getting those calls on the corners. I love the way that Joanna Harden communicates with her players, completely present, eye contact right on them. She's one of those players, coaches that definitely is able to communicate well and has figured out the art of coaching.
Joanna Harden had an eye for talent when she spent 4 years at McNeese State and recruited probably the best player in that program's history, Erica Piancastelli, who had a very long, successful professional career. She was for 2 years an assistant coach at McNeese State, 2 as the head coach before taking this job here in Charlottesville. There is a strike, and it's a full count. Green lays off. There's some of that discipline you've been asking for, Jenny, from Madison Green. After the game, stay with us for All ACC, live from the ACC Softball Championship in Charlottesville, right here on ACC Network. Show also available on the ESPN app. Well, that's not Taylor and Brittany and Alex. Where are they? That's our camera crew out there.
Well, Matt, it looks like, Chucky, you and I are going to have to run out there after the game and do their job too.
I've been playful.
There's not going to be time for hair and makeup before you get out there. I'm just going to give you a heads up.
That's the competitor in you. You go straight for it, no mercy. We've done an excellent job in all seriousness. Long days for those 3 out on the desk.
On breaking it down so well, giving you the inside scoop, the stories that go on behind the scenes, that go into the execution out here on the field. All season long, Alex and Brittany just breaking it down. They've got a podcast that they also break down the ACC on as well. So if you want to keep up next year, tune in.
Bottom of the order for Virginia. Jaden Griffith, 1-0 pitch from Mazaron. Ball 2. There is strike 1, catching the outside corner. Here is what they did last night with runners on, just 1 for 4. Didn't have a lot of opportunities, and then tonight the 0 for 6 number that they need to fix here in a hurry with this lead now at 3. Strike 2, a little off speed.
That speed manipulation has just been elite for Mazaron here tonight. Not only has she been able to bring velocity to the outside corner to get the swing and miss, but then she just brings it right into that hittable zone. But because she takes something off of it, it fools the hitter, and the bat stays on the shoulder.
Foul ball for Griffith to stay alive. Jade Hilton awaits in the on-deck circle, one of Virginia's most dangerous bats. And they give the captain a chance with somebody in scoring position. Another foul ball for Griffith.
And Griffith is kind of a spray slapper. She doesn't always push the ball to the left side. She can turn on it and drive the ball to the right side. She's a righty thrower, which means her right hand is a little bit more dominant. And so she pulls the ball with a little bit more oomph than she does going the other way.
That was the slightest of tips on that swing to stay alive.
But it gives it away when the catcher doesn't receive it cleanly, because you know that it altered its course just enough to make it difficult to receive.
Got her swinging. Big pitch from Mazzarone.
And we've seen Mazzarone dance around the zone. It's that up and away pitch on both sides of the plate that has made her so good. So in the lefty-lefty matchup, she went right at Griffith, spinning a gem, up and away with a swing and miss.
Strikeout number 8, and now it is Hilton. Good spot, taking a little something off there to 60 miles an hour.
I don't know that there is a way to describe to you at home how hard it is to hit against speed manipulation, because your barrel has to come through the zone at a different time, and you don't know because of the speed or the spin. That tight spin fools the eye to make you think that it's coming in with velocity. So while it's a speed change pitch, the spin rotation and the tightness of that spin, as a hitter, it fools you into thinking that it's coming in a whole lot faster than it is.
Swing and a miss, upstairs this time, and now it's a 1-2 count. Top 5 in the order tonight for Virginia, Jenny. Just 1 hit and 1 walk. Of course, as a team, they only have 2 hits. They need this top part of the order to get going.
3, 4, and 5 have struck out 5 of the 6 plate appearances here tonight. So the heart of the order that typically brings in the biggest hits has been silent here tonight.
Got her. Mazzarone is dealing.
And it's not just Mazzarone and her art of being able to paint the corner. Right now, you're starting to see a Virginia team pressing, knowing that this game is getting late. They are swinging outside the zone continuously. Number 9 strikeout for Mazzarone tonight.
Ball 1 to start off the left-handed hitting Macy Eaton, who is 1 for 1 with an infield single and a walk. Big cut at that for strike 1.
You are seeing so many pitches below 60 miles an hour in this inning. It's just the way that Mazzarone has approached this inning. She has mixed up how she is attacking these hitters, and it is messing them up at the plate.
Down and in for a ball. It was Eaton last night with the solo home run that changed the game in the 6th. This could be the last time Eaton comes to the plate if Virginia doesn't figure it out offensively. Off the end of the bat, spinning over to the second baseman, Castine, to end the inning. 5 scoreless for Emma Mazzarone and Virginia Tech, with the heart of their order coming up.
All-State ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Almost down to 4 teams here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Cavaliers going to need a late push in this one if they want to take down the Hokies, who have plated 3 runs in the last 2 innings. The Blue Devils of Duke await the winner of this, with Stanford and Florida State set to kick off our semifinal Friday tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
That's a matchup I was hoping we would get, knowing that Florida State could not pick up a win when they went out to Stanford in the regular season. So that's going to be an interesting game tomorrow to see if Stanford can continue to be that dominant over the #1 seed here in the tournament.
2-3-4 for Virginia Tech this inning. Jordan Lynch leading it off. That first matchup tomorrow, it very well could be a one or the other. Like if Florida State wins, then they might have a chance with an ACC championship to get a top 8 seed. But Stanford losing probably doesn't get them up into that mark. And the same goes the other way. Florida State's going to host regardless, I think. But Stanford, I think they made a great case down the stretch to host in their new stadium.
They did, but their RPI sits at 17 right now, and with that RPI outside of the top 16, a win tomorrow could really give them the bolster that they need to get into that hosting conversation with the committee.
I will be curious to see what that RPI is tomorrow for Stanford based on the win today and kind of some of the results just above them. They very well could be up a couple spots. 2-2 count here from Bigham to Jordan Lynch. Held back.
I heard recently the sign of an elite hitter is how long you can go in your swing to be able to still stop effectively and to be able to keep the barrel back. Nice hold by Lynch there.
In the air to left field, pushing the left fielder Griffith back a couple steps, 1 out. I think if you would have told Joanna Harden that Jordan Lynch was 0 for 3 tonight, she would have been like, okay, I like where we're at.
That's the bottom of the lineup that has surprised me here tonight, and it came actually right after Eden Bigham joined the circle.
2 through 5 in the order for Virginia Tech. Don't have a hit. They have a couple walks. But 0 for 7 in those 4 spots combined. Kylie Aldrich does have one of those walks. Upstairs ball 1. 1-1 count for Bigham. Couple RBI doubles that she gave up when she entered in the 4th inning for Taylor Smith. High fly ball to center for Hudson. 2 outs.
And I don't know if Taylor Smith is going to go back and listen to this ball game after the fact. She's in the dugout right now, but I need her to hear that I thought that this was a masterful performance by her here tonight. In her freshman season, she has so much potential and just was not getting those calls on the corners. Really impressed with the freshman performance tonight.
Yeah, bright future ahead of Taylor Smith as Bigham delivers strike 1. Now she just watches the veteran and the senior from Rustburg, Virginia. 0-1 pitch. Took a little something off of that one, but just misses 1-1. These two teams have combined to hit 6 for 35 tonight. That's good for a 171 average. We had 24 combined runs in a nearly 3-hour game between Duke and North Carolina before this.
Much different look to that game than this one. You saw innings with crazy crooked numbers, great response by Duke, a team that didn't panic with a huge deficit going into the end of the ball game. And not only did they come back from the deficit, they won via the run rule.
Chatfield 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. See the big power numbers, the RBI totals just top to bottom in this Virginia Tech order. I think if you saw them, you wouldn't believe them. So many players over 40. Mazzell is at 38. It is just absurd. This team scored 439 runs. That is the 5th best mark in the country. Off the end of the bat, back to Bigham, patiently waits and makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning that Virginia needed, but can the offense figure it out? They've only got 2 innings to do so.
Let's take a look at tonight's Good Hands Plays, brought to you by Allstate. It is Emma Mazzarone. She is dealing in the circle here tonight. She has used the outside pitch to rack up almost a dozen strikeouts. She's only gotten 1 strikeout on an inside pitch. She's got 10 strikeouts against the Who's, and they are still trying to figure her out in the circle.
Has been locked in. Pete DeMoore talked about it. Came out a little amped up in this big-time crowd, but she settled in quickly.
And I need to correct myself. She has not got 10 strikeouts on the night. She's got 9. Math is hard.
You've said it before, so it's not me saying this. You went to school to play softball, Jenny, and it worked out pretty well for you, so there's nothing wrong with that.
I still have a job. Maybe not after tonight, but I have a job up until this point. Just trying to put food on the table, Chucky.
Bella Cabral leads it off for Virginia. Something has to give. Somebody has to step up for Virginia and calm things down with a big swing.
And it's more about just getting hard hits on a line. Don't try to win it with one big swing. This part of the lineup right here, 5 for 6 strikeouts, no hits.
Ooh. Cabral fouled that off of her leg.
That's why she wears that leg guard on the front side, or on that lead leg, because as a pull hitter, that part of your body becomes very vulnerable as pitchers try to exploit the inside part of the plate. And when you foul it off that leg, it makes it really difficult to create a solid front side and swing hard into it. So that's what that leg guard is for, is to protect against that foul ball situation right there.
Did you have the leg guard or anything like that?
We tried, but there was nothing cool like that. It looked like a catcher shin guard, and I felt really self-conscious, so I only wore it once.
Was the catcher also not wearing a mask, or?
Stop, you did not just go there. Messed up, Chucky. We wore helmets too.
Got her swinging. Well, there it is, Jenny. That is number 10.
Maybe I was just looking ahead because the way that Mazzarone has been pitching here tonight, she's done a really good job of just getting the swing and miss by these hitters that are swinging way outside of the zone. 3 straight plate appearances with a strikeout for Bella Cabral.
7 of the last 8 batters who have gotten out have struck out. This is a base hit into left field, and oh, how did the Cavaliers need it. Reagan Hickey delivers with 1 away here in the 6th.
Especially at this part of the lineup. 3, 4, and 5 have struggled to put things together here tonight.
Look at this. This is the comparison, how different these games have been. 31 hits to 7 between the UNC Duke game to this one. 24 runs, an ACC tournament record, and Mazzarone is taking care of the strikeout part.
Well, and that's combined. Right now, tonight, you've got Virginia with 3 hits, Virginia Tech with 4. They were just able to combine them and put some runs on the board. Virginia has not been able to figure out the puzzle of how to get hits with people on base.
Addison Racer, the runner over at first base. Mazzarone giving up her first hit since a double with 2 outs in the 4th inning. There is strike 1 to the 5-spot Cassidy Hudson. Inside corner, strike 2.
Nasty. That pitch is so difficult to, first of all, recognize it as slower, but also the inside part of the plate exploited. In Cassidy Hudson's last plate appearance, she struck out on that inside pitch.
Mazzarone's 0-2. Swing and a miss! You can't touch her.
Strikeout number 11 for Emma Mazzarone, and does it a little bit different way. We've seen her go away and up for the strikeout, but for the second time here tonight, Cassidy Hudson goes down on a pitch inside. That one almost in the dirt.
Last chance in this inning is Hannah Weismer, who watches the first pitch high for ball 1. There is a calmness about Mazzarone right now after she was never rattled, but you could tell she was a little amped up in those first few batters of this game. There's strike 1. Virginia hasn't been shut out in the ACC tournament since 2019 against Georgia Tech. They lost 8-0 in that game. Into left field, just foul. One-two count. Can Mazzarone do it again? Yes, she can. A dozen of them for Emma Mazzarone.
Career-high strikeouts in a game. Emma Mazzarone is dealing in the circle. Another strikeout. Finding a way to just confuse the Who's. 3-run advantage, Virginia Tech.
Welcome back to the All-State ACC Softball Championship. Our resident Who and graphics, Lauren Nilsson, says this little stretch here is called the corner. And so she knows all the great spots here in town for us after this game, although it's a bit past my bedtime, Jenny.
I mean, you are young, but at the same time, you've got to recognize super fan Arthur, who's made the trip from Virginia Tech. He leads this crowd in all the chants. He does it at home, and here tonight, coming out to make sure that he attends and gives all the encouragement to his Hokies.
He calls his Virginia Tech softball teams his sisters, and they return that sentiment. They all love Arthur in Blacksburg and anywhere that he decides to venture to watch the Hokies play.
Well, he attended a game back in 2022, and they invited him down on the field. Coach DeMore gave him a ball, and ever since then, he's sent good luck videos to wish them well on the road, and they just love having him in attendance.
Will this stay in play? It will not. 1-1 count. The leadoff this inning is Nora Abramovich, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of pop-ups to the right side of the infield.
What that tells you is she's not been able to stay on top of the ball. This will be the first time that she faces Eden Bigham in the circle. Nope, that is true. Sorry, I looked at my notes and I thought, oh wait, no, that's not true. But Eden Bigham came in the game after Castine.
It is getting late here, Jenny. I'll give you a pass.
Wow, thanks. Because I needed it. Can't count, can't figure things out on the scorecard.
Bigham outside ball 2. One thing to keep in mind with this one, this is just different implications. We've talked about the chance for Virginia Tech, if they make a run, to maybe creep up into the top 16 conversation, as Bigham gets the swinging miss for the strikeout. But Virginia's fine. They are going to be just fine based on where they're at, 25th in the RPI. So the season doesn't end today for them. They're going to go to regionals for sure, and they're not going to be a team you want to see in a regional either.
No, not with the way Eden Bigham has been throwing here tonight. And if you can bring Taylor Smith in to start the game the way that she did here tonight, you've got a big chance to make a deep run and surprise some teams at regionals.
Yeah, great 1-2 punch, and really a 1-2-3 punch. Courtney Lane is their leader in ERA, second most wins. She started last night, which was somewhat of a rare start for her, just her 9th of the season in 29 appearances.
And to be able to give Taylor Smith this kind of experience in her freshman year is really important, because Eden Bigham and Courtney Lane, the 1-2 punch in the pitching circle, are both seniors and will be graduating at the end of this year.
Good spot from Bigham for strike 2. Tried to go right back to it, but a little further out.
And that's what you want to do, especially when you've got 2 strikes and a big hitter at the plate. Castine took the walk in her last at bat, was not off of Bigham, but trying to get the swing and miss off the plate.
Full count. Got her. Castine thought she was on, but she is rung up on the outside pitch.
And kind of making light that she'd like to go to replay to look at where that pitch was, kind of like in the major leagues. We don't have that technology here. That one rings her up. She was not expecting that one to be a strike.
Bigham comes right at Zoe Yeager with strike 1. Now trying to go 1-2-3 and retire the last 7 Hokie batters that have come to the plate. Popped up in foul territory. Long run for Hickey behind the dish. Duke awaits the winner. For Virginia, it'd be their first semifinal appearance since 2011, but Virginia Tech used to being in that spot. Be 5 in the last 6 seasons for them. And it will not be easy tomorrow in that second game against Duke.
No, you're looking at the perennial powers facing off tomorrow.
Fair territory, kind of knocked the third baseman Cabral off balance, but it's a 1-2-3 inning. 7 straight retired for Bigham. It's 7-8-9 due up for Virginia. Their last chance. ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series, with coverage beginning May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. That's like less than 2.5 weeks away right now. This is all you need to know. Conference championships wrap up tomorrow. The selection show is Sunday night on ESPN2. Then regionals a week from tomorrow. Then supers, and then it's off to OKC.
I'm gonna have to correct you. Tomorrow's Friday. They wrap up Saturday. And then Selection Sunday, make sure you get your popcorn. Make sure that you are ready, because that's where you figure out where your favorite teams are going in the postseason.
So you got one. Alex Call to lead it off against Mazzarone, who just has not stopped. She is on fire right now with a career-high 12 strikeouts. Nine of the last 10 outs recorded have been via the strikeout, and that one is chased up top by Call.
And when it comes to the way that Mazzarone is able to throw right now, she doesn't have to bring it into hittable zones, because these Virginia hitters are free swinging right now.
That was pitch number 100 for Mazzarone. 0-2 is outside.
And when you know you've only got 3 outs to play with, sometimes the pressure can lend you a moment where you don't stay completely controlled on the strike zone and get that free swinging moment. Really good job by Alex Call in that situation to allow that pitch to go up in the zone. We saw her swing at that pitch earlier in this at bat, but the sophomore able to lay off in that one.
She got her. 13 of them for Mazzarone.
And it's been her ability to change speeds that has made her so good here tonight. Not only is this a career best for her in a game, I'm impressed with the way that she continues to just manipulate her speed and then exploit the velocity outside corner and up in the zone to get the swing and miss.
Strike one to Madison Green. Green is one of just 2 batters in the Virginia order that has not struck out tonight. Ooh, inside, and it got Madison Green, so they've got a base runner here in the 7th.
Life for the Who's as the ball got away from the lefty. I mean, it's important to exploit that inside corner, but if you pull too hard with the front side, you open yourself up, and that's the risk that can be taken when you're thrown across into the right-handed batter.
So she trades the elbow guard for the oven mitt with 1 away.
Because the ball was in her kitchen, right?
Only a head shake could be audible.
And the eye roll came with it, so.
Griffith is 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 5th. Strike 1.
In the outside corner is how they're going to attack Griffith as she starts away from the plate so that the crossover step does not cross her over that inside line close to the plate.
Back to Mazzarone, who knocks it down, and then a hard flip to first, not in time. Griffith is on, and Virginia has life.
That ball was hard right back at Mazzarone. It's more of a defensive play to keep it from hitting her. It deflects far enough away and so much speed down the line that there is no way that they can get Griffith out at first base. That's a track star down the line.
If Joanna Harden could pick one to come to the plate in this moment, it would be Jade Hilton. The Virginia record books will forever have her name at the top of numerous categories. She had homered in back-to-back games to finish the regular season, 4 home runs in the last 7 games. She represents the tying run right now, as it's a rare visit in the circle. You see the Virginia fans on their feet here at Palmer Park.
And this emotion is why they called a timeout. It's not because Mazzarone has done poorly here in this inning. It's because the emotion is on Virginia's side right now. Jade Hilton is one of those elite all-around players that you have to be careful of because she can run, she can hit for power, she can hit for average. She's one of those hitters that is a difference maker at the plate. Tonight, she has not been able to be effective, and in her last plate appearance, struck out on a pitch down and away.
Program's career home run leader with 53. She has hit 10 this year, had 19 last year.
She was moved into the leadoff spot in the lineup just 2 games ago because they wanted to give her more at-bats. Well, it pays off here tonight as she comes to the plate with a couple of runners on.
1 out, 2 on. Mazzarone versus Hilton. And it's a 2-0 count. Ball 3. 3-0 pitch is in there for strike one. Jenny, this is the first time since the first two batters reached that Mazzarone has had two on the bases at the same time.
She's been able to pitch freely because there hasn't been a lot of pressure on her in the circle.
Still a hitter's count for Hilton. 3-1 count from Mazzarone. Inside, ball 4. And so it builds. Macy Eaton hit the blast yesterday to get him back in it.
Big swing on a pitcher's pitch down in the zone. Kara Pittman was throwing so well in that ball game, but Virginia danced it in, got a big win. It was a walk-off to bring him here tonight.
Good spot for Mazzarone, a little change of speed there to start off Macy Eaton. Oh, 1 count with just 1 out. Big swing and a miss. Mazzarone ahead 0-2.
Macy Eaton is the kind of hitter that does not like to have a ton of information going into her at bat. She doesn't see spin. She doesn't see speed. She just likes to have her mind free and act athletically in the box.
Bree Carrico warming for Virginia Tech. Foul ball off the bat of Eaton.
In these moments, the emotions can be so high in an 0-2 count and bases juiced. You know that just putting the ball in play is all that needs to happen. But if you put that additional pressure on yourself right now, you're going to see a swing and miss and have her sit back down.
Eaton has walked and has reached on an infield single as well as a ground out in this game. Another 0-2. Down and in.
Great discipline, ball down in the zone, doesn't do the swing and miss. Macy Eaton is one of only 2 hitters in this lineup who have not struck out tonight.
Some gritty at-bats here in the 7th from the Cavaliers. Off the end of the bat, throw coming home, and they just get the 1 out, so there's 2 away, bases still loaded.
Good play by the Hokies to get the ground ball and then an easy throw home, a 1-hop ground ball. You practice that every single day, but in the moment with a ton of emotion, still executed perfectly by Michelle Chatfield.
One out away for Virginia Tech. Bella Cabral is the scheduled batter. She is their leader in slugging percentage, on-base percentage, and home runs this year. Their second best run producer, but she's 0 for 3 with 3 swinging strikeouts tonight. Only fitting that they will run over at first base with last night's winning run. Kamira Woody-Jiggets enters. She would be the tying run tonight if Cabral can bring her around. Mazzarone trying to go the distance. Strike 1.
And it looked like that might have been a missed spot as the catcher, Zoe Yeager, was set up outside, and that ball came back basically down the heart of the plate.
Cabral 0 for 6 in their first 2 games here at the ACC Championship. 1-1. Two different sides of this. Virginia Tech fans just praying this thing ends right here. Up and in, ball 2.
And there's the plate discipline we've needed to see from the Who's all night long. Those borderline pitches. Cabral able to keep the bat on the shoulder and get the ball call.
Bounced in by Mazzarone. 3-1 hitters count for the powerful Bella Cabral.
Yeager saved Mazzarone in this one. Now she doesn't block it. Got lucky on the pick. But nice defensive play behind the dish.
3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. The shutout is gone, and now the tying run moves to second base.
And sometimes the hardest out of a ball game is the last out. We've seen how Mazzarone has been able to find that outside corner all night long to get the called strike, but couldn't get it there. A run across, shutout gone. Is Virginia going to be able to capitalize on this moment?
Runner for Virginia is going to be Addison Thompson, a sophomore from Chesterfield, Virginia. Just the 5th game she's played in all year long. She would be the go-ahead run. They would not walk it off tonight. Virginia Tech, the higher seed, so they are the home team. It comes down to a redshirt freshman, Reagan Hickey from Atlanta, Georgia. Singled off Mazzarone in her last at-bat. Takes strike 1. That pitch hits 72 miles per hour.
It is so hard to determine what speed you need to get ready for with Mazzarone, but if you want to be ready in that first pitch, you've got to sit velocity. A missed opportunity for Hickey.
0-2. Mazzarone 1 strike away. She has sat down 13 on strikes tonight. Outside.
Really good take.
One-two. Just fouled off the end of the bat of Hickey.
And your job right now is to be a spoiler. Find the velocity, find the strike zone. Make sure that you protect it. Don't swing outside the zone. This is where elite hitters separate themselves from the rest.
Another 1-2 delivery on the way. She got her! Emma Mazzarone spins a gem, and Virginia Tech is headed to the semis.
Emma Mazzarone able to come through with a complete game win, her 9th complete game of the year, most strikeouts of her career in a game, and the Hokies advance to the semis.
I would imagine there is a seat down left field with Emma Mazzarone's name on it, as she has just broken the hearts of the hometown fans in Charlottesville. Bragging rights belong to the Hokies.
All of Emma Mazzarone's strikeouts tonight were with a swing. Most of them with the pitch staying away from these Who hitters. Only a couple of them coming on the inside part of the plate. Masterful manipulation of speed change. And then using the heat to get out of a tight situation. High heat, big time pitch, and they advance.
Virginia Tech off to face off with Duke tomorrow for the second of our 2 semifinals on Friday, Jenny. It starts 1 Eastern on the ACC network. Florida State, Stanford, the rematch. Can the Seminoles get one over the Cardinal to kick things off? Championship is Saturday at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN. 3-1 the final for the Hokies. who pick up their 45th win of the season. Pete Demore and company looking for a spot in the championship. Well, still more coming up from my partner Jenny Dalton-Hill and a really awesome crew here in Charlottesville. Let's go to all ACC with, I'll give them some credit, Jenny. It's a fantastic crew, Taylor, Brittany, and Alex.